Welcome to the Indy Hookup. We have Miss Terri Green, aka Terri B. And brother, what's your artist name and what do you go by, sir?
Lorenzo Johnson, producer.
Lorenzo Johnson, producer. And I understand you have some really big hits, and we'll get into that later. Heston Cleveland, go ahead and take it over, my brother.
Hey, well, thank both of you for taking the time out to bless us on our little platform. We just getting started. It's a learning process. You know, Terri, you and I talked yesterday, and I guess, after you listened to my mom's music, you made a mention of Northern Soul, and me just really starting off, not really knowing, but now I'm figuring it out. There's different categories of soul music. Now, I understand you something big with the EDM music, and now you're doing Southern Soul. To you, what is the difference between Northern and Southern Soul?
So Northern Soul is more of a mixture of really Motown, these kind of eclectic soul songs. They're kind of not the A sides, it could be the BC sides that people rediscover. And so it's soulful, but it's a lot of up-tempo stuff, and it has a really big home in Scotland and Northern England. And they celebrate kind of throwback records, if I could call it that. I know that Lorenzo worked with Marvin Mack, and he's heavily into these really sold out festivals of Northern Soul, which is it's very much the opposite of Southern Soul.
Mm.
And Southern leans to me is really blues and soul combined with classic soul, and basically not the R&B of today, where you're talking about more electronic based R&B and rap music intertwined.
Right. Southern Soul, that's what people of color played in the house on Saturday when they was cleaning up.
That's right.
So Lorenzo and Terri, how did y'all hook up on this project?
Well, I'll let Lorenzo talk about that.
Marv Mack was the one that made the connection. So Marv Mack was like, hey, think we should do something with Terri. Think we should do a Southern Soul song with Terri. So he connected us via email. We jumped on the call. We kind of talked about direction a little bit. So I was like, I'll send you an idea probably by the end of the week. But like later that day, I just sat down and just threw down an idea real quick, like a half an hour, sent it to her, and she was like, that's it right there. So, and that was the song.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all did that because it's taking off.
We're about to hit 100K. I mean, people don't understand, like when I have major record deals, Universal, Sony, all this stuff, dance music, they have pretty much gotten most of the soulfulness out of our voices. And even when you were super successful, you knew you still weren't doing 100% what you want to be doing, because I'm a soulful person. So when Lorenzo sent me that guitar, I was sitting with my mother, and one of the weather girls was at the house, and we were there, and she said, yo, that's it. And I said, yeah, I got to find something to put on this. I was singing the chorus and all of the information that I was going to use later to write the verses within 15 minutes.
Mm.
And I sent a voice memo back to Lorenzo. I said, Lorenzo, I think I got some too wrong. And he said, yo, that's it. I thought he was lying because I wasn't sure if he's going to like it, because, it's writing and people are sensitive. And he was so quiet. He's so humble. He was like, yeah, that's great.
He like me. He's like understated. I was singing that song in my head right before you came on. I was just singing it because it's so catchy. Yeah.
And then
so you guys consider yourself independent, right? You're not signed to a major label.
No, I signed a lot. Since when I got out of my major deals, I said I never want to do that again. When I hear what they're doing to independent artists, whether they're healing meditation, whether they're sounds and whatever, they want to crush them in a way. So for me, independent artists, this is why people keep saying, why do you keep talking about boots on the ground? Because when I went to the Spring Fling in 2022, people weren't talking about Southern Soul like they are today. And I remember I was sitting next to Jeter Jones for an hour. He was talking with my son. And Mom, he's like, Mom, you don't know who this is? I was like, nope. And she's like, Mom, I listen to Southern Soul in New York. That's what the cousins from Virginia like. And this is going to be huge. My kid said it. And he said, your voice fits. I said, I don't know. I don't believe in being in any musical genre that you cannot do authentically. You can't walk on stage and be fake. So when Lorenzo sent this guitar, I was like, yo, I think we got it. Because at the Spring Fling, I did not have the music to play with TK Soul. Everybody was there except 803 Fresh. But that the radio stations did not want to play Boots on the Ground because they had not gotten all the accolades for pumping this record because people found that song. People
Lorenzo,
are finding two wrongs. So this is what I love about the independent scene. And I'm so glad that we're showing them we have power.
Lorenzo, your primary instrument is guitar, or that's just one of many instruments you play?
Keys and bass. I would say keys and bass. Those are my main instruments.
Okay. All right.
But you know, the people control the narrative in the music. Now, you know, two wrongs don't make a right. A lot of us have made them wrongs. You know,
I'm hoping we don't go there today, but I think we might be.
It ain't a confession show. We ain't gonna try to get you in trouble.
You know, when I had to make a decision when I went to the festival that night. I was sitting next to everybody that you can think of, except like maybe 803. Everybody was there, and I said, Terri, if you're gonna do this, everybody likes you, so that's cool. You can go to the festival, Maya B, whoever. But if you don't do this right, you cannot show up here. That's just how I am about any genre that I've ever participated in. If you see me in Russia and I was singing dance and house, everybody knew I was full on, I'm in it. So how was I going to do that? The only record that worked was Clean Up Woman. And every lady sang the same song. I was like, oh, man. So I went back in the studio and hooked up Marvin Mack over at Urban Influencer. And he put me with Lorenzo and said, I think I got a guy who can do it. Yeah. When Lorenzo sent that fire, I said, Lorenzo, it's already a hit before I put anything on it. And then for a while, we was only at 10,000 streams. I said, oh, that's doing okay. I called Lorenzo. I said, do records normally work with you? He said, yep, they always work. I said, oh, you arrogant, but you look quiet. And next thing I know, the last couple of weeks, we're getting 2,000 to 3,000 streams a day. And I'm going, people are writing comments. They're, thank you for going back to old soul. All I ever wanted to be was Dorothy Moore, 2020s, whatever. So being able to sing this way is like a dream come true. I burst into tears in the studio when I first heard Caught Up, another record I did with Raheem's producer, because those DC guys finally made me sound black.
Hey, you know, to be honest, heard of you. I didn't know much about you. I started doing my research. I'm wait a minute. This is EDM. But then Two Wrongs came on, and I'm like, now this takes me back to the Saturday cleanup days, you know, and to tell you, right. And you know, we got a smart TV, so we watching YouTube on the big screen, and my mom got a short attention span, and I put it on. I say, Mom, this is who I was talking to in the car. She came and sat down and listened, and she was like, nice, you know, and then she started looking at you. She said, she's pretty, you know. And for
I
my
don't know
mom,
about today. I'm just making it. We surviving today, but
hey, no, but if you catch my mom attention, you doing something.
Yeah, she a hard critic. She like you. It's like the little kid. Mikey, hey Mikey, he likes it.
So she say it like it is. Don't hold no
my
punches.
mom's the same. Yeah, she's the same. But everybody told me in the room that night, you should finish that up. That's real good. And the thing is, I said, well, what am I going to do? I think every time Terri Green comes to the musical circle with Southern Soul, I'm going to talk real stories that real people go through that are adults. It doesn't mean it was my life. Some of it might be, some of it might not be. It's going to be raising kids, cheating on people, marrying people, divorce, whatever. I want it to be like Dorothy Moore. All them songs is about divorce. With pen in hand, sign your name. You know, all these songs were just like Misty Blue.
Right.
Ain't it funny how
You know,
time slips away? That was something I put up the other. That's my favorite song. And Randy Hall was the first person. I don't know if you know Randy. He did produce Miles Davis. He was the one that said to me, "You got to sing with American producers now, and you need to do soul." And I said, "Yeah, but how am I gonna get there?" He said, "You will. You have the voice. You're gonna get it." I said, "But nobody knows me. It's like starting off." I was really frustrated. I'm like, I had 3 billboards. None of that shit mattered. None of this stuff. Sorry, I don't want to curse, but I had so many records that it was frustrating that I had still not been where I wanted to be.
Yeah, yeah. Putting in the dues and the paycheck don't match the dues that you put in. I feel you on that, my sister, for sure. So you guys are doing a video today? Did you say something
I'm
about that?
shooting the video for the next record. So this is what's going on. Lorenzo's pretty much supposed to be in the lab. There's going to be a remix now of Two Wrongs with Jeter Jones. That's what's happening. He's confirmed it. And that's going to be really like a highlight. I sat next to this man, did not know who he was. As the years rolled by, I went, yo, he's like top of the food crate. You know, he's brilliant. And that he would do it with me was really a blessing to my whole pathway to working in this space, because you cannot be fake.
Lorenzo, talk about your process real quick, because you sitting there all quiet like I normally am. I'm kind of talking more than I thought I was. But tell us about your producer process. How do you work with an artist?
It just depends. It's just real organic. I just let it just naturally flow. Like with this record, I don't really like think about what I'm gonna do before I get there. I'm just like in the moment. Everything is in the moment. Like I just pick up the guitar and start playing, or play the keys, just catch a and then we just go from there.
Yeah.
Not a lot of thinking. I like to remove the thinking from the process, just so to be organic.
Let spirit speak to you. Yeah, I got you.
And he doesn't overplay stuff. You send some stuff out to a keyboardist, which he can play all kind of keyboard. He puts ding, ding, ding. When I heard that, I went, oh snap. I don't even know if I gave him direction on it other than Southern. I love staple singers. You know that. And so
I
I was
started
just
playing
like,
along with it when I heard. I picked up my guitar. I'm a guitarist, my brother, and
Oh,
I
yeah.
started picking up. I was like, man, I wish I'd have been on this record.
The
next
one, you'll
record.
be on the next one.
Next record.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, we'll work on some stuff.
He's pretty good. Don't let him play humble.
Okay. We'll definitely figure out something we can collab on.
Yes.
So you talking about this new music? When is the Indy Hookup gonna get blessed with it?
With the new single that with my band. So there's 2 things going on. I had a band in the UK before I came over to the US and decided I didn't want to be a part of groups anymore. And there was a record like 3 years old, 2 years old, that I had written for Mickey Howard. And Mickey was like, yeah. And Mickey was kind of like, I don't know. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna finish this record up just to prove it works. Today I got a phone call that My Soul put it on high rotation. And I don't know if you know how hard they are to get, but they're not easy. They be kicking my records out all the time. So this was a blessing because I'm more focused on the US, what's going on over here. But I actually sent that to you yesterday, or this morning. So hopefully you got it. I got an email from me. But
Okay,
right
I'll
now
check.
I'm laser focused on, yeah, I'm laser focused on getting this stuff done and being being in the space. Y'all, I just had a birthday. I have no time to waste. And I don't care
Hey,
about age, but I do care about being happy.
that's what's
That's the
up.
thing.
You know,
Yeah.
we made babies. We talked about that. We made babies.
Mm.
Um, how do you know Sam? Sam Archer.
Damn.
You don't.
You got you on an interview platform on Music Log Radio.
Ah, Sam. Yeah, yes, I know Sam.
Mm.
Sam, I know
Yeah.
through my publicist, through Tangi and iMerge. Yes, she introduced me to. We just met recently, and the last name didn't ring a bell. Yes, of course. They found me and reached out to her, and then I ended up doing an interview with them. And I told them if I come to Florida, I'm gonna come into your classroom because I'm everywhere. And I always told my promoters, don't ask me, don't look at my calendar and talk about what I'm doing if I'm gonna be busy. If I know somebody needs me, California, whatever, I'm going to pop out there. I'm about to go to California shortly and write some stuff with Lorenzo in person because I feel like I need sometimes to do that. Yeah, but Music Log, yeah, they've been rolling with the music. And we just kind of lately in the last like 60 days came together. But I met him through my publicist.
Okay, yeah, because we're actually playing on his radio station right now. And I was driving and it went off. And I'm like, that's Terri. What's she doing on here? And I
I get
laughing.
around.
Right, I see. I laughed.
But they met me through house music. So they knew me because I used to tour with Crystal, all the Ultra Detect. They knew me from a house artist for decades. I have 1,000 singles in dance.
Damn.
So to work, what kind of records I'm writing in a day, man. We were just, my sister will tell you, she's been in Germany. We used to sleep on the floor and have to do an album. Friday night start, Sunday done, go to the mixing on the SSL by Sunday night for every record that was not missed. So that's how they worked us, but you learn a lot. So the big producer would come out and go, Terri, he was Spanish. I need to know the hook. I don't speak English. Give me something. So at the end of all of that, you learn how to, too wrong. Anybody, I played that for all Germans on Berlin the other day. They all loved it. They were singing along after one chorus. I say,
Wow.
yo, I wasn't even gonna play this for y'all, but okay, glad I did.
That might hit like the fan song did. It's just certain songs just in the ether.
I
There's
don't,
just time.
I just know we can't explain. God is good, man.
It's the hook. The hook is just.
And your soul, you could just feel that pain, that that situationship.
You might be feeling too much, Ricardo. You might be feeling too much in the middle of the. But as a writer, I'm a very emotional person. I can't work with people that, like, with my partner, we were writing together for years, but we're always like, it's like combative. And we just, even today, he said, I'm glad you're doing you. We always come together when we can, which is that joint record. But I'm going my way because this is my career. I've supported people from day one. But these last couple of years that I got, whatever's left, I want to be soulful until I get till I don't breathe. Like I want to do soul music. I listen every day to Dorothy Moore like it's a brand new record.
The timeless music, that's what we're looking for. And that's Carrie Cleveland, Heston's mother, that's just getting inspiration to us because we got into the industry thing. Oh, that's an old song that was done last year, 2 years ago, 10 years ago, and we was like, no, it's new to everybody else. And if it's a good song, it's going to be timeless. So yeah, that's what you're doing now. You guys are doing wonderful. I call it instant classic.
I never thought, I was on the phone. I'm a friend. One of my buddies, he became my buddy. We have a WhatsApp group. It's like Free to Pain. I was sitting with Shirley Jones the other day in the Baltic Sea in Germany. Shirley and me virtually looked alike. We were just like, oh, wait, we like family. So Shirley and me are talking. We having lunch up in the artist area because I was doing some introductions of Tito Puentes Jr. She's like, Terri, come to Atlanta. Here go my son. Like, that's the energy that you get when I'm hanging. Like, I always thought I would not fit in because I've been out of the country too long. And when people embrace me, because I grew up in Spar, Florida. So I hate it when people are acting like I wasn't black enough. Whoa, stop, just because I can go, call me Mr. Raider, call me. Yeah, but I can also sing this. This is really me.
That's what's
You
up.
see, I get like heated about it because that's how I went through that so much. People denying my blackness because of the records I'm doing. Cut it out. I'm surviving to get back home.
Back to your roots.
Well, you know what I thought, what I've come to realize, we don't know each other. You know, everybody on this panel, like I said, I just met y'all. I've been knowing Ricardo for a few years now. We started off with the common love of music.
Yes.
That's our roots. That's where we can connect from. You know, your story is, both of y'all have great stories. And that's what the Indy Hookup is all about. It's the independent journey. It might not be my journey, but it's your journey. And we're going to do our best to share it. My mom has her journey. It's really an incredible one, you know. And I've also learned you could pay people to do what you need them to do. But if they come to you and offer it through love, it's way better. It's that much better. You know.
It has to be not the word I want to use, authentic. You got to come together like fluid. Like it can't be like a forced relationship, which is what happens in dance. I used to tour with David Guetta, Tiesto, all these guys. I love them. We're still friends, but I got tired of trying to, what's the new genre? Oh, we got to do this. Oh, we got to do that. I wanted people to know I am not faking the funk with no Southern soul. I just wanted to do soul records, had not considered whether we're going to throw the word Southern in front because it's not changing. And Marvin said, I want you to stay like this record. You got to lean both. You know, you have a little R&B, you have a little Southern soul, but that's who you really are. And Lorenzo, when I heard, see, the thing about God and about connecting, I was sitting somewhere years ago listening to, I just want to get to know you. Whatever this record is from Lettucey. I didn't know I was going to be producing a record with the cat that produced it 10 years later or 5 years later, whatever. That blows my mind when I lay around and think about how lucky I've been.
So the industry people probably knew who you are, but just like Lettucey, we from the Bay where Lettucey's from, and everybody in the Bay knew her. And then all of a sudden she gets known by the rest of the world. We didn't think it was going to happen because she was getting in the older, saying like a lot of industry people thought her window of time was gone, but she never gave up, and now she's doing it big, and we just celebrate her. Latoya London, we thought that would be the next, and she did some big things, and she's doing some good things. She just did that Anthony Hamilton thing, and there's the other sister, I forget her name. It was two more. They're older, but they're about to break that ceiling,
Yeah, and I'm gonna be honest with you. You would think I never cared about age. My first number one, I was 27 in Spain, and I didn't understand what being number one meant in a whole country. Then we had number one in Italy, and I was like, well, my mom ain't gonna hear this, so this ain't really important to me. And all I knew is that this is the beginning. This is not the end. Like a friend of mine called me this morning. And I said, yo, an independent song getting so many streams on YouTube means more because every single person actually watched and gave you a comment, whatever they were doing. And my sister has been my rock. And she always said to me, do your time, you're going to find your moment. And I was laying on a ship somewhere going, I think I'm exhausted. Like I didn't did way too many records, I've traveled to every country you can, even Lebanon, Russia, Moldova, just name a country. Can't nobody beat me on countries right now. Wow. And I was just getting, then came Lorenzo to roll.
Bringing it back home.
I said, wait a minute. I woke up.
You know, I
Right.
want to say one thing about indie artists. I think it's important for them to create that grassroots following too, because like you were speaking about the Lettucey move and all these other artists, I think like once you create that grassroots following, like going from city to city and grinding it out, then once you get that song that brings everything together, you know, once everybody else, the masses of people find out about you, you already have these group of people that are going to still support you from the beginning. They've been supporting you from the beginning. So it's easy for you to go to this show, go to this venue and sell it out because you already have your following before you got that song. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
She kind of started,
And a lot
like,
of people are not
started with
willing
her
to take the risk.
foundation.
And not do the work either. They might blow up on the internet, but they never been to all the little venues and worked on their showmanship and stuff. They get on the stage, they're out of breath, they don't know how
Yeah.
to work a crowd, they don't know how to do
Ricardo,
nothing.
hey, say it twice. Say it twice.
Yeah. Put in
And
your
the thing is,
dues.
I don't know what this thing I like, because when you see these artists over in Southern Soul on stage, people can look any way they want. They are breaking all the rules about beauty and whatever. And if you look some crazy kind of way and come in there in their world and tell them they need to look like whoever, you got to go, because they're
Mm-hmm.
kicking you right out. Like, you got to go in
Right.
there. I was in a bathroom in Mobile at that festival, and girls came in the bathroom, and I looked kind of decent. You know, I was fixing my hair, and some young girls said, "Ma'am," you know, because I'm old, they said, "Ma'am, you look so nice." I said, "Girl, you too." I said, "Ooh, where am I?" And they started laughing. I said, when women give women this support, this makes you feel good. It's like when another brother say to another brother, "Yo, dude, them kicks is hot." This is,
Right.
you know, we got to show each other love. Too many people trying to take us out right now. This is why the whole movement's working. You know, we've
It
dismissed
has
Black
some,
culture, and we're showing them we matter.
yeah. We know you got a busy schedule today. We want you to give us all your links where we can find both of you people's, you great artists, you great souls. Where can the people find you?
So I'm on
Hey,
YouTube, which
before,
www.
before you do that, I got a couple of things I want to share. Ricardo and I have a good friend that I consider the best interviewer that I've ever met. My mom and I did like you. We've been interviewed all over the world. Her name is Sabrina. She's on KYBN radio, 10 million weekly listeners.
Wow.
Just chat with Bree. I already told her. I sent her your bio.
Thank you.
I'm gonna connect y'all together. And then I got another guy, Caden Gordon. He mostly does country, but he's a 20-year-old, been in the radio business since he was 14. He's got a couple of offers, a 7,000 radio blast that I'm telling you works for a small amount. But I will go
7,000
into
stations. Yeah.
yeah, we'll go into that at a later date. But it was a pleasure having both of y'all on. It's an honor. You know, I was kind of intimidated when I read your bio, but you already know how I came at you when I called you yesterday. You're very approachable. Both of you guys are humble, and I love that. The independent music grind is strong, and we have that in common. You know, so the Indie Hookup will support you. Make sure you send us all your projects, and you know
Yeah.
we gonna.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, and I just want to
It's,
say something to you. Every step of the way, there have been people like Heston, like you, like Ricardo, people that I didn't know long, people I knew long, Randy Hall. Like, I was intimidated as a Grammy-winning producer of Miles Davis, and I was like, "Yo, you don't think I sing good?" He's like, "Yes, I do. That's why I'm calling you." those people have stayed in my life the entire time since we've known each other. There's no phone call I don't take. There's no amount of money that stops me from showing gratitude and doing and showing up where you might need me. Because there's times when I didn't have no hit in dance. Later, I was #1. People could call me. There's no door that I shut because I didn't do crap alone. Everything was somebody else saying, Terry, here's the door. Terry, here's the door. And I took those doors, but I didn't take it without.
We kind of losing the connection. Yeah. But yeah, we got 99% of that though.
Okay,
You
you
back.
need to go back in and do a closing.
Yeah. Y'all give us y'all
Social
people,
media and websites and all that.
you know,
Okay.
and we'll let you go.
Okay.
Okay.
My website is Zosmooth Productions, ZOSMOOTH Productions.com. And on Instagram, it's just Zosmooth.
Okay.
And I am www.terrygreenmusic.com. Has all the socials, everything's there. And they can check me out on YouTube, Terry Green, the Terry Green Project. A lot of it's under that name because I used to be a part of a band. And I just want to say thank you because Instagram, Terry Green, just look us up. And I hope, Heston, we see each other in person, Ricardo. When I come to LA, you know, my girl's from the Bay. Cornell CC Carter, that's my boy. I'm really trying to get to California this year, so I hope y'all have room for me. And to all those people who've done so much in the independent world, they keep opening doors, and I don't even feel like I'm not sure why they're doing it for me, but I'm definitely humbled, and I'm not a fake person. So that's why the records is real, and I think that we're gonna keep doing what we do. Lorenzo, to you. Thank you for always taking my calls and reading my mind. It's probably good you don't talk that much because I talk too much. So then we balance it all out in somewhere.
Yeah.
It was a pleasure.
TERRI.
It was a pleasure to be coming on here. I'm not gonna keep repeating myself. I'm just saying thank you.
Thank you. Hey, consider us part of your new promotional team. Or
Ricardo, I've been seeing your name forever. Like when you popped up today, I was like,
yeah.
I just y'all don't understand. It's like Christmas for me right now. Like every single day I look and go, Lorenzo, how these people, who's watching this stuff? Like it's different when a person dumps 100K into your band like we did in Majors, and then you make it. We really had that. Or 50K on a video. When we do a video for 1,000, this means so much more. When I'm scraping, getting the makeup artist in, and then you see that much kind of response, you know one day maybe you're gonna have the chance to say thank you to those very same people.
Those are the real authentic stuff. Ain't no bots or nothing. Those are real engaged fans. Yeah.
Exactly. I was tripping. I was like, yo, Lorenzo's so cool. He's like, yeah, man, it's good. It's going good.
We got it.
Yeah, but he knows his value and he knows he's good because he always goes, yeah, man, I pretty much always work. I'm like, wait a minute. Did he just say a positive? Okay, got it.
You know, I'm just a faith-based believer. You know, I just always believe things gonna work out no matter what. You know, whatever I touch, I feel like God is gonna have his hand in it and it's gonna work out. And it always just lines up that way, you know.
You know, my configuration is the two fellas at the top and you down at the bottom. Y'all are emotional level. Smooth. I'd be like, Ricardo, this. Oh, that's cool. It's like, damn. Yeah. But hey, we gonna let y'all go. We know y'all got a busy day.
I wish it wasn't. I would like to do nothing today, but that ain't gonna happen.
Okay, there you
go. We gonna get this up in a day or two. I'm gonna share it with y'all. We gonna share it. Anytime you have anything else you want to come and talk about, please come on, you know, you see my face on Instagram all the time, Terry.
All the time. I love your Instagram. That's this thing is active. I love it. You make me want to work. I go, ooh, I got to get on Instagram because Heston didn't put up 43 videos in 2 hours. I'm not on level. I got to level up.
Hey, well, you know,
But
it's the love of music that drives me, and my mom and dad's story, and meeting independent artists like you guys. It's an honor, and we gonna keep sharing.
yes.
You know, so hey,
And yeah, you know, not only contributing to our own careers, even when I meet someone like you, I'll call Wayne Vaughn or whoever that I just talked to and go, y'all know the guy that wrote Let's Groove Tonight? Why you ain't got him on the show? And I'll call Wayne, like, people all do what I ask. Like, I'll say, can you do this interview? Because so many great people people don't know. I got DJs that remix songs like these big hits, Let's Groove Tonight being one of them. They don't know Wayne Vaughn did that or this song. Like, I want people to know some of these great people because we come and we go. And we got to celebrate these legends. It's not about my song all the time, my song. It's about all of these people who contributed to the thing we love, music.
That's why we
right?
did the Indie Hookup. We both are. I'm an artist. His mother is an artist. We started promoting ourselves, and then we said, "Well, if we give love to other people, it's going to come back at us." So our whole
Yeah.
mission is to have independent artists get a voice that they may have not gotten in other, by other people. But we want quality too. At first we was kind of like Hess was like, "Oh, just because you do, I ain't gonna go there." But I'm like, "No, because you're independent, that don't mean you have to be not quality. I need the quality and." You know what I'm saying? Put your
Yeah.
dues in. And
Yeah.
but anywho.
Yeah.
But
But we
yeah.
got you.
All right, y'all have a wonderful day.
I am blessed, man. Y'all have a wonderful weekend. And thank you again for having us. Indie Hookup. I definitely can't wait to continue. If there's something we can do in return, my door is open. Ricardo, you got to get that. We got to do that hookup. Let's do
Okay.
it.
I'm gonna
Lorenzo's
get
not
your
far
Z
from you.
Smooth. Yeah, Lorenzo, I'm gonna send you my information. We could do the file sharing thing. I'll hook it up
Definitely.
real quick and send it back to you in WAV files. Yeah, so
Let's
let's
do
do
it.
that.
If you need anything from me, Heston, you need anything from me, let me know. Cardo, yeah, let's
You can
definitely.
start with like how Terry look at Terry Green, say shout out to the Indie Hookup. Thank you for playing my music. And if you got any other projects, I know Terry is one of your artists, but you probably have some other stuff you want to get out there. Just send it to Heston and we'll get it out there.
Yeah, he got a lot of better ones too. So let's just, he ain't
Oh,
going to
cut it out. Cut it out. You know what?
He got one with more octaves. He went from let us see 45 octaves to Terry with 2. So now I don't know if you with it, right?
It's all art. It's no better or best. It's just art. It's just one person's expression of art. That's all it's.
If I start singing, it's you like you Aretha Franklin compared to me, and I started putting out songs with my voice because I was frustrated with singers not having that work ethic. So
Yeah.
I'm glad let's find
For
somebody
sure.
like you that can sing and does have a work ethic. That's gold.
Yeah.
All right, y'all have a good
Thank you guys
good
so
night,
much.
and y'all take care now. I got to get ready to go to this.
Indie Hookup, we love you, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Peace, love, and
All
blessings.
Bye.
right.
All right.
All right.
Bye,
Bye.
Lorenzo.
All right. Talk to you soon.